Hello there, I'm AJ PuzzleFerret, and welcome back to Minecraft, where, as you can see, I have been building something new. Well, when I say building something new, mostly excavating something, because I have been making a large quarry. To try and get materials such as this white rock down here, the grey rock next to it, and in several places I've been getting some sort of salmon-coloured rock because I want salmon-coloured rock. Yeah, I've been clearing out a good amount from here and ramming it in chests over here, just so that we'll be ready for further builds. That's completely empty. Here we go. All of the white rock, and then we got all of the pinky salmony rock, and then there's like grass and stuff, and then all of this stuff. As you can see, we mostly got this stuff, so that's been the main thing. But this is all down in our sort of smuggler's den that I'd previously blocked off, but now I've opened it up. So this sort of elven smuggler's den is now opened up. And we're not going that way at the moment, but we will be going that way in time, or, well, sort of, because I've been building other things as well, and mostly I haven't finished this area off yet. I still want to get all of these buildings set up, but I've been building I built a little walkway up there, and it goes up onto the top, and allows us to get to a castle at the top. So now we actually have the beginnings of a castle, and it is just the beginnings of a castle at the moment, but it's cool that you can go over here and actually get somewhere now. Previously it just stopped there. And what I'm thinking is I might want to put some sort of buildings on the edges, on the corners of these things, or halfway up or something like that. Just something sort of hanging there with a support underneath that gets it so that it's stable. Because there's a lot of way to go up here, and I feel there's a lot of room for buildings on the way up. I don't like this. This was a temporary build at the top just because I thought I wanted a building here. So this is just a stand-in build for something that I will do later. I don't know if I like that at all. And this is our beginning of a castle. I realised when I got up here that it isn't just a tiny little area where we can only build a small thing. It's actually a huge area that has loads of space for builds all the way over here. I mean, look at all of that's got space for builds on it. So this is really cool. At the top of this area and looking out over the mountain that we're on. It's sort of a mountain. It's not as big as the ones that are going to be in the update. I like this building. It's going to be taller. I had to get the supplies for making it taller, so that's why it's currently just as it is. And I've just bunged a few squares together. There's some storage. Well, not storage. Shelves and stuff, but very stony shelves. And out the back we've got a little garden area which needs more of this to cordon it in so that people don't jump off the edge of the cliff by accident. And a little area, maybe a barbecue area. This looks like a great place for a barbecue. Anyway, apart from the rain, you know. But there's also underneath that, directly underneath that, is another area which I've made a little thing for, and you can come down here, and it's a nice little area in here. But it needs a lot of these things need furnishing because I've not done hardly any. I quite often do the building of everything and the furnishing of nothing. Because that's just the way it goes. So this is how our village has been going so far. Now you can see down there, I've added some glass to the sides of. Oh, hello. I've added some glass to the sides of that build over there, so that's actually now got some glass on it, which means that it's you won't get wet standing under there. It's nice that it's decided to rain for us because it does tend to surprise you with rain quite often. Now, previously, this place had a massive river going through the bottom of it, which is fine. I could have gone with the river, but I decided that I didn't really want to go with the river. So what I've done is I have filled in the river. When I say I filled in the river, I thought, you know what? If I'm going to deal with a river, what I'm going to do is I'm not going to just fill in the river. I'm going to cover up the river. So I've covered up the river with grass. Well, actually, first, if you look over here, I've covered it up with brickwork. So it's got loads of bricks going all the way over here, and this is not as far as I want to take the bricks. I want to take the bricks over there. So still not finished with the brickwork, but we've got brickwork up to there. And it's half slabs, I believe. And then I put grass on top of it, and I'm going to have to fill all that in as well and make it so that it's kind of level. And I'm going to have a staircase going up to those instead of little houses over there. We've got nice little houses over there. So let's go down in here. And this is what I've covered up. And as you can see, it's just the brickwork over the top. I've put some nice little torches everywhere so that it's nice and light. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to make this into a sewer system. Because we've got our town or village above. And we've got this river going all the way through it. And I thought, well, you know what? In the olden days, what they used to do, they used to like have a river. And they used to have like the sewage works underneath. So this is what's going to happen. We are going to have our... Can I even get up there? Get back up, please. Thank you. So we're going to have our sewage works underneath the river that goes through all the way through this little village, which is really cool, but it's going to take a lot of work. So right, we've dealt with this area, and we are going to go to the top. It's going to go to night time before I get anywhere, which is a bit of a shame. Have I got a bed on me? That would be helpful. Let's see. No, I don't have a bed. I'm sure we'll be fine. We'll be fine. It'll be no problem as long as I have this. Great, I can get somewhere. All right. So going back out of our little elven village, I've been spending a good amount of time trying to make a station, which you can see from up here. Station. Now it looks kind of abysmal. I had loads and loads of that red fungus stuff left. And because I had loads of that red fungus stuff left, I thought, you know what, I'm going to use this. And so I made this abomination that's ahead of us. Now it's kind of serving as a boring structure on purpose. Because when you go to a station, like a bus station or a train station or something like that, it's quite usually functional, and they've set it up so that you wouldn't really want to stay in there for long. You're only in there to travel, and so we've got these big windows so you can see the outside. We've got these big open spaces in front of some chairs so that people can sit down and sort of... They can rest, but it's not the most wonderful place to rest in. You're not going to enjoy yourself resting here. And so, yeah, they're all set up. Big, vast, open space. I've not finished doing the roof yet. That's supposed to be all like this. Not all of it is like that. Some of it's not. I don't know how much of it's not. A bit of it's not. Anyway. So we've got this, and obviously it takes us off in all of our directions. Oh, I built a stables as well. There's a little stables over there. I'm not going to look at that particularly because it's only a tiny, weeny, tiny, itsy bitsy build, and it's quite basic and not finished at the moment. So you know, yeah, I'll leave it. Anyway, so we've got a big station, and it just joins together all of the main runs that I set up. So this one goes out to my another. Mine over there. So we've got a mine over there, and we are headed over in that direction, but not quite yet. So yeah, we got another mine over there. That goes to the Upper Bull Poopington, which is all of the cowpat houses, which I've still not done anything more on, but I quite like that build. I really do. This goes back to our normal base. Which we'll go to soon. I want to show you further down in this build first. So we've got 3 levels for this build. This is another waiting area, and I've put some little doors going out so that you can actually get in from just outside. If you just come in through this way, then you can come in through this way. I mean, you're not always going to be coming in through the railroad, so it makes sense to have little entrances from the side that you can just get in at a time. And I've also got lower entrances so that people can get in from the bottom floor, because it makes a lot of sense to be able to get in from the bottom floor also. But I guess that's from the bottom floor too, but never mind. So we've got 3 levels. Big windows at the top, sort of medium windows at the other levels, and that's because they're a lot lesser than the top level. And you can see I've just tried to fit it in, but it's a very blocky structure. It's not got any interesting design to it much at all. It's very, very basic, and that's quite deliberate to make it so that it feels like a station. It really does feel like a station. Anyway, so down here we've got a bed as well, which doesn't make sense for a station, but this is just because I'm building here, and I'm still building here, and I don't want it to be nighttime all the time. So yes, we have our bed over here. We've got a ticket booth here. Tickets, 1 emerald, single. But there's no ticket booth person there at the moment. So yeah, there's just none. I don't know what's in here. Ooh, lots of nether brick. Interesting. So actually, I have a heck of a lot of nether brick in there. I didn't realise I had that much nether brick. I might have to take that and move it somewhere else. We've got the salmon stuff that I've been using for the flooring everywhere. Unlike the green carpet, this is oh, what is this? This is the moss green carpet, because I had tons of moss green carpet left after excavating a little bit with moss. I figured I would dig with moss because it's quite an easy thing to do. Because moss you can break down in like 1 or 2 hits, and so that's much better than any stone that you're using. So you can put the moss on top of things, bone meal it, then you can turn loads of stone into moss, and then you will have yourself a nice moss area, which is quite good. Anyway, so we've got our this is our place. Loads of waiting areas again, as I said. I've used some what are those? Those are great thingies. Those things, trapdoors. I've used trapdoors around the outside to make a sort of lower area that's different from the rest of the wall, just to give it just a bit of interest. Though I've not done anything particularly more interesting. I might hang some lanterns down from the ceiling, because that would look good. And I figure some nice big paintings around. But really, the paintings against this horrible brash red, I don't know. It will be risky, because as soon as you start adding stuff that doesn't fit in with this design, it starts getting very, very messy. It clashes a lot, because a bright white type thing against all this red is like, my eyes, and not pleasant in the slightest bit. You don't really want that. So we'll just have a look at some point and see if that actually improves anything any. I doubt it will. I have done a little bit more towards my night and day temple type thing in the nether, but I've not done significant enough to really show it off, I believe. So it'll be as it is, and we'll come back to that at another time. In the meanwhile, we are just walking through, and we'll just pass that nether instead of going in it. So go through here. What I've been doing since that massive construction over there, which took me a fair while, is I have been making a farm. Now I like Breath of the Wild, and I got my sister interested in Breath of the Wild recently, and she's been playing on the Switch and doing Breath of the Wild. So I fancied making a sort of simplish farm in a sort of Breath of the Wildish type style. It doesn't look like a Breath of the Wildish type style at all, but it has been inspired by it. So I've got a few bridges over here to take us over to this little bit. I had to dig out a massive hill over here just to get this to go straight there instead of having a massive hill in the way. Anyway, so we now go over here. And this takes us into our sort of Breath of the Wild type farm. And it is basically just a massive wheat field, but I put these bits over here. This is waterlogged, so I don't have to worry about falling into water here. I can just walk over here and it's no problem. I've made some lantern type tops out of... what are they again? I'm always forgetting what they are. Trapdoors. Yeah, so we've got lanterns in there. And so at night time, they're all light up and keep this area safe-ish. Of course, I don't know whether monsters will appear on the wheat or not. They might appear on... They can't appear on this, I think. No, it's upper slabs, so they might be able to appear on that. I don't know. Anyway, we've got ourselves a little path going through the entire place, leading to this, what was going to be a guard tower, but is now a little house. We've got some of this nice lighting underneath, so this whole area is lit up. I've got a nice fire over here. People can sit and tell stories at a campfire. Nice, lovely type place. There's a sort of attempt at a tent. I don't know how to make a tent in Minecraft, so I've made an attempt at a tent, and it could vaguely be described as a tent, but I'm not entirely sure whether it's the best of tents that's been around. I might have to do something about that to actually make a better tent. Anyway, let's go into the lovely little the little one of these. I don't know what to call this. I really don't. But I was looking at the Breath of the Wild stuff, and I was thinking about the hobgoblins, or the bogoblins. That's what they were called. And they made things that were raised up, and I fancied making things that were raised up. It made a lot of sense. It's cool. But yeah, this is what I came up with, and it's not quite anything like anything that you would have seen in the Breath of the Wild. So it's almost, but kind of not. And what I've done is I've used a lot of these trapdoors to make the walls nice thin walls. I've got some white banners up to. They're either curtains or they're just there. I don't know. I've not decided. They're just there at the moment. We've got a door so that we can go out onto the ledge if we really want to. I couldn't make a thing around the outside because they've already got these on the outside, so this would not work. It would be further out, and unless I made this two out, then it just doesn't work. So we've got that as well. And I make loads of. I'm using this to get loads of bone meal, because obviously when you do this sort of farm, then you get a lot of seeds, and you don't need the seeds. By and large, you'll get tons and tons and tons of seeds, and you really don't need all that many seeds. So what you do is you take the seeds and you bring them to the bone meal making machine and stuff them in there, and then you got yourself some bone meal, and that's really nice. All right, we have our little sheep farm over here. This makes a lot of sense considering we've got so much wheat. We don't know what to do with the wheat. So much wheat that I've started using wheat for most of the roofs over here. This is a lot of wheat. And so we have a lot of sheep to get some wool so that I can make some nice white houses with wool walls. Obviously, it doesn't make sense to make houses with wool walls because you wouldn't make a house with wool walls. But in Minecraft, yes, you can make a wool wall house. Oh, I ran out of trapdoors. One of these days I will remember the word trapdoor, but not yet. Anyhow, I put some walls in, and they're just sort of mockledy all over the place walls. That's fine. It's not supposed to be massively homely, but at the same time it's supposed to be homely enough that the sheep feel like they have a nice place to get out of the rain and feel comfortable in when they're eating all of my grass. Look at them eating the whole lot. Anyhow, this is what I've been spending a good amount of time deciding over the last little while, and I'm quite enjoying it. I've got a little farmhouse over here, which even has a cupboard in it, sort of. It's almost a cupboard. with a display type placed there, which is kind of nice. And then the containers, which are of course barrels. But I've deliberately not used barrels anywhere else in this particular room, because if you're going to use barrels in one place, then you don't really want to have them all around the place, because otherwise you get confused. They look confusing if you've got more than just a set. I've got a picture over there, and I've tried to make the ceiling so that it's got a support type look to it. Obviously it's a little weird because it's the what is it? Planks. I might use just wood. I might replace that with just wood, rather than that with the bark on and everything, so that it looks more in tune. Again, I've used the banners for the windows to make the curtains. It's a shame you can't have carpet underneath the bed, because it does look a little bit weird without the carpet underneath the bed. But we've got the bed in the corner, and we've got no carpet. No carpet. Okay. We're not bothering with carpet. And I was just starting to build this place here, which is a storage for the wheat. So we have a lot of wheat all stored in here. It's just very much normal farm-like behaviour, because obviously in winter you're going to need wheat for your sheep, or grass, dried grass. You're going to need dried grass for your sheep. So we have a little store over there for building, for making it so that we can build a store for our sheep's winter. Obviously, it's never going to be winter because it just doesn't do that. But you know, if we wanted winter, then we could have winter. We could pretend it's winter, and then the sheep might need some wheat. So yeah, that's that. And I've put my horse in here so that I can get back to the main area quickly, as we don't have a part of the rail network coming out here yet. But I will get past it. I mean, that bit there that goes to that mine, I hardly ever use that mine anymore. So because I hardly ever use that mine anymore, due to the fact that I got a new mine, I might move that track over here. As you can see, it's getting dark again now. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to show you that the outside of the farm is nice and light. Unfortunately, the inside of the farm is not. So that's a problem. It keeps the monsters away from this bit, but the monsters could appear anywhere over here, and I'm a little bit worried about creeper. Creepers I fear greatly. Anyhow, fearing creepers is not going to do anything now, because we're going. I am all done. I've showed you everything that I've been doing at the meanwhile, and I shall have to do more. But I shall catch you in the next episode. In the meanwhile, you take care. Thanks for watching. Feel free to watch other things on my channel. Feel free to subscribe if you haven't already. See you next time. Bye for now.